Friends, welcome to a video on the simple past tense. This tense is very important. Why? Because we use this tense very often in our conversations. You can use this tense to talk about anything that happened before this point in time. We can use this tense to talk about an action or an event or a situation that started and ended in the past. Let us see how this tense looks and sounds like when we use it. It is pretty straightforward. After the subject, we add the past form or the second form of the verb. Generally, we add d or ed to the base form of the verb to make its past form. Here, we have added ed to the base form of the verb, work. For verbs that end with e, such as like, bake, use, etc., we add only d. For example, like became liked. Bake became baked. And use became used. Now, let us see how to use the past tense form of the verb to work with different subjects. I worked. You worked. We worked. They worked. He worked. She worked. And it worked. The subject can be singular or plural, but the past form of the verb remains the same. Let us see when and how we should use this tense. We can use this tense to talk about things with a time expression. For example, I received his mail yesterday. Here, the past form is received and the time expression is yesterday. She completed her studies in 2020. What is the past form here? Yes, it is completed. And what about the time expression? Yes, it is 2020. It rained last week. What is the past form in this sentence? Yes, it is rained. And what about the time expression? Yes, it is last week. The point of time in which these actions took place is clearly mentioned in these sentences. We can also use this tense to talk about things without time expression. For example, I cooked lunch. Cook is the past form of the verb cook. Here, the time is not mentioned. It could be 1 hour back or 2 hours back. I visited my friend. Here, visited is the past form of the verb visit. It could be yesterday or last month. India won the match. Won is the past tense form of the verb win, which is an irregular verb. We will discuss that later. We can use this tense to talk about the recent past, like I watched a movie yesterday. We can also use this tense to talk about things that happened in the distant past, like I visited my grandfather 3 years ago. While learning the simple past tense, it is important to understand the regular and irregular verbs. So how do we get to know which is which? It is a little bit tricky. The regular verbs are relatively easy. As we discussed earlier, we add d or ed to the base form of the verb. For example, work becomes worked. Like becomes liked. Play becomes played. But for the irregular verb, we don't have the past form ending d or ed. Sometimes it changes a little bit. Sometimes it changes completely. Let us look at some examples. Go, went. See, saw. Drink, drank. Break, broke. Bring, brought. Buy, bought. Get, got. You learn this only by practice. So, let us see how to form positive and negative sentences and questions in this tense. Positive sentences are very easy. We have to add the past tense form of the verb after the subject. I worked. You worked. We worked. They worked. He worked. She worked. And it worked. To form negative sentences, we have to use the helping verb did. So the structure is subject plus did not and the base form of the verb. Let us look at some examples. I did not work. You did not work. We did not work. They did not work. He did not work. She did not work. It did not work. Didn't is the contraction of did not. Normally, in conversational English, we use didn't instead of did not. In question sentences, we also have to use the helping verb, but the order changes. The structure is did plus subject and the base form of the verb. Let us see some examples. Did I work? Did you work? Did we work? Did they work? Did he work? Did she work? And did it work? It is important to add question mark after such questions or interrogative sentences. Note that the verb changes in the positive sentences. For negative and question sentences, we use the base form of the verb. Let us do some practice. Let us start with positive sentences. I dash cricket. The verb here is play. What is the answer? Yes, it is I played cricket. He dash pizza. The verb here is eat. What is the answer? Yes, it is he ate pizza. You must have noticed that eat is an irregular verb. So eat became ate. Now let us form negative sentences. She dash a story. The verb here is write. What is the answer? Yes, she did not write a story. The next sentence is we dash any movie. The verb here is watch. What could be the answer? Yes, it is we did not watch any movie. Now, questions. He met him yesterday. How will you make a question out of this? Yes, it is did he meet him yesterday? Now, the last sentence. They went to the park. What could be the question? Yes. Did they go to the park? We should also add a question mark after this. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.